Hello? There we go. How's everyone doing? All right, so we don't have power in our Santa Monica office today, so welcome to my house. I guess we could start with a tour of my house. Uh, it's not all that impressive and it's kind of messy, but um, I'm here to answer questions and talk about what's going on this week at Topspin. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the chat room. Um, Anybody have any topics they'd like to get us started with? If not, I can just start with some general things from this week. I was in London last week. I actually saw I'm an adult now. We had dinner. Thank you for coming out. We had dinner with Justin Frankel. Justin started Nullsoft and created Winamp and Shoutcast, and Nutella now has a really great piece of software called Reaper. Reaper.fm. If you haven't heard that, please go check it out. It's basically it's a digital audio workstation, and it's brilliant. It's really inexpensive and just fantastic. It's a real Justin Frankel work of art. So um, definitely go check out Reaper.fm if you haven't already. Um, we did a bunch of other things last week in London. We had a meetup at the Strong Room, which is great. If you've never experienced that part of London, I highly recommend it. It's in Shoreditch, which is really where a lot of the technology companies are. Companies like Songkick and SoundCloud and Mobile Roadie and MooCards, and everybody's right over there in Shoreditch. But also in this little area called the Strong Room, which is right by where Shamal in London lives, there's a bunch of labels, great labels like Wichita, etc., are right there in that strong room area. Bella Union, etc., and the cooperative, which is their distributor. They're all distributed. All those little labels are distributed by one entity called the cooperative, and they're right there as well. So we got to spend some time with all those folks. Really great. Um, but also we had just a bunch of events. Record of the day, folks. Had a dinner for us, which was fantastic. We met a bunch of people. We were on a panel for the London Metropolitan University, where it was very similar to the class that we have at UCLA Extension, where the final project for the students in the class was to create a marketing plan, and then we were part of a panel of judges along with some folks from the Orchard over there, uh, let's see, man, SoundCloud and a bunch of other folks, um, and that was really fun. We had, and then the MMF, which is the Music Managers Forum, had a little get together that we were able to present at. Um, and then we all shoved off on Thursday, on Thursday to the Great Escape, which is kind of the South by Southwest in the UK. Um, it's in Brighton, and it's just bands and panels and conversation and whatnot. So that was kind of our week last week, and why I wasn't here last week to have the webcast with y'all. So Cage Cafe asked for the ETA in the Facebook store. Hopefully Monday. I actually started testing it with the bands that I work with yesterday. So it's live. It's on live servers. It works. It's still in dev mode on Facebook. It hasn't been published to the index yet. We're putting the final touches on it. And the only thing I know, Bob yesterday was working with Luca on making sure the setup flow was simple, because it wasn't simple. Like when I went through and set it up, you kind of there was it's odd the way that you needed to set it up. And we have another really exciting Facebook thing to announce really soon. I shouldn't say anything about it yet, but I just saw the first rev of it yesterday, and it's very cool. And hopefully we'll be able to announce that before Coach Music Week, which is in a couple weeks. and that's the weekend for Bonnaroo. Um, Gilead's asking about the ETA on the new email app. I don't have one. We're working on it right now. Adam, who you guys met a few weeks ago, is actively working on it. So I think that he said that the basically the reskin is going to be done end of this week, or the initial work on that, and then they have more work to do to just connect it all together. So they're making really good progress on it. It's going to be out really soon. They're actively working on it, but I don't want to promise a date when I don't know one and then be wrong and have to move it. So they're doing it as quick as they can. Um, Also on Monday, the new streaming players will launch on Monday as well. So that'll be really exciting. Um, A bunch of great releases this week. I don't know if you guys saw it. The Paul McCartney 1 and 2 released. Last week we had the Lady Gaga stuff go out. Portugal the Man, one of my favorite bands, did a pre-sale this week. New Moby record came out this week, and a bunch of other stuff. Let me actually look in our little social cast thing here. I don't know if you guys ever use social cast, but it's basically that we use it as sort of our internal Twitter or Facebook in a way. So it's basically for Topspin employees. Oh, yeah, check out the somersetband.com. That's a new one that just went up as well. We put up on the blog today a bunch of free music, some stuff from our Nashville team like Randy Travis. Um, Pirates of the Caribbean. So if you go to piratesforsoundtrack.com, you can you can check that out. Yeah, so those are some good ones that are worth talking about this week. Um, Cool, thanks, Jacob. Yeah, the Moby stuff really looked good. I have to say that I'm really proud of the McCartney one. If you haven't checked out those sites, Parker did a really great job in pulling together what McCartney wanted, and then just from a design perspective, I think it looks really cool. Um, the uh, the other thing is that if you look at the way that thing works underneath, the way it auto detects your currency and puts you on the right page. They're actually shipping that product from both the U.S. and the U.K. So on the back end, there's some routing going on. So the shipping is inexpensive, no matter which continent you're on. And the cool thing on the sales side is that people are actually buying both records for the most part. So if you look at the way that those are offered, you'll see that a lot of times the offers are placed together, within every offer, there's an option to buy, the deluxe version of McCartney 1 and McCartney 2, the vinyl of McCartney 1 and McCartney 2, and all of the top sellers are for both records, which I think is really interesting. Um, so that's it's been really fun and just man, it's good music. So it's a good week on the release front. Um, see, do people have other questions for us? No. So Rob's asking, has the purchase flow changed? He was unable to purchase an item with UK billing address and ship to the US. I'd be surprised actually if you've done that before. We don't allow that for fraud reasons. Kind of the main source of fraud, or one of the main things that you see in fraud is where the billing country and the shipping country don't match. And getting rid of fraud. The simplest way to get rid of the majority of fraud is to just disallow that, which we've done. So we haven't. It's been, I mean, many, many, many months, maybe even a year, that hasn't been allowed. You say you did it with the Civil Wars. Did you pay with PayPal? Because I think if you pay with PayPal, you could probably still do that. But we definitely don't allow a different shipping and billing country. They have to be the same. Um, Anything anybody wants to talk about just generally, what's going on out there? We got a new Google uh, streaming app, which is not licensed. We got some really, we got Lady Gaga on Farmville, which, by the way, those downloads are being fulfilled by Topspin. You got Eventbrite, raising $50 million. LimeWire popped with a $150 million settlement. A lot going on out there. Anything in particular people want to chat about? Jacob's asking about the universal purchase button. So there are a couple things going on here. One, our Music Hack Day project was thebuybutton.com. So if you go to thebuybutton.com, you can see where we got to in 48 hours. The notion is that I think everywhere on the web that there's a buy from Amazon and buy from iTunes button, there should also be a buy from artist button, especially if the artist wants that. And if the artist doesn't want the other buttons, they shouldn't be there. You should buy from wherever the artist wants you to buy from. If the artist wants to promote iTunes in the 2 weeks before the on sale because they want the chart position, that's great. If they want to promote their own site because they make more money and that's where the fan relationship is, then places like YouTube and Pandora and whatnot should be happy to drive the artist there. The problem is there's no repository of what those links are, and obviously those links, they change all the time. So, how do you go get those? So that's what we set up, thebuybutton.com. That's what the idea is it's a place where you can get those Amazon links, the iTunes links, as well as whatever links the artist wants you to have. So we got a good start on that on Hack Day. It works to some degree, which is pretty impressive given that we started at kind of noon or 1 on a Saturday and finished it at 3 or 4 on a Sunday. We'll do a blog post with the engineers who built it, telling more about it really soon. We'll continue to pick it up. But Jacob, we're going to put that code out in GitHub, and maybe we can hack on it together. I know you guys have a good team, so we also wanted it to be something that's not Topspin specific. I think it benefits everybody in the ecosystem if something like this exists, and it really benefits these sites too because they don't want to have to go implement this for 20 different people. So we'll do a blog post and see and put out there where all this stuff is, and maybe we can hack on it together. Let's see, so every other nickname is taken says, I just signed up for Topspin on Tuesday, looking forward to getting grips with it. I realize I'm supposed to send my CDs out to the States, but I'm based in the UK, it doesn't really make sense. It's interesting. You might want to talk to our UK team. We are setting up Topspin fulfillment in the UK right now. It's not 100% set up yet, but maybe it will be soon enough for you to take advantage of it. So if you mail info@topspinmedia.com, we can connect you with Shamal in the UK and see if that makes sense for you. We have our integrated Topspin fulfillment in the UK is going to be done via MAM Logistics. MAM's a company, if you're familiar with PS, Play It Again Sam. MAM is a company that PS uses, and they're a great logistics company. So that's who we're using. That's where, if you go order the Paul McCartney vinyl right now, it will come, and you're in the UK, it will come to you from MAM Logistics. So that's what you'll want to do. All right. Let's see. All right. Any other questions that people have? If not, I'll sign off from you all. How do you set up a paid affiliates program for products, and how do they get paid? So the question is, how do you set up how do you set up paid affiliates for your fans, correct? The question is, if you want to pay your fans to set, who recommend sales. Is that what you're asking? I'll answer it. There you go. Okay, it says yes. We actually don't have that right now for you to give to your fans. You could set it up, in some way using something like a link share or something. But if you wait, we have some fan incentive programs that are going to be along those lines, which will allow you to do a lot more than just set up paid affiliates. So that's something that we're hoping to release in July. And I shouldn't say too much more about it, but I would do it by that in that way. Brady asked for the success of record deals. It's been great. We've only done, we're on our third deal right now. We started with Band of Horses. The second one was the DJ Shadow little toy that was super cool and did really well. And now just this week we launched it's like there's really cool books that come in like a vinyl carrying bag. So go check that out. It's rcrddeals.com. If you haven't checked it out, and it's been great. We've got a really good lineup of stuff that's coming. Randy's asking about a plugin for Joomla. To be honest, I've heard of Joomla, but I don't know that much about it. So I don't believe we have any plans there. I can certainly look into it. I'll check it out. Maybe drop us a note and or even better, post it in the forums, community.topspin.net, and we'll discuss it there, because to be honest, I really don't know that much about Joomla. Web Music Guy's asking, any idea if the eFrame transparent background is still causing a bug in international Firefox browsers? I actually have no idea. So that would be another good one to ask in the forums. So that's on the Flash version of the eFrame. I'm not sure why that would be the case, but yeah, if you ask it in the forums, then Carrie or Parker or somebody will get back to you quick. Gilead's asking, when you create an item for sale, what is the offers API? That's a good question. When you make something available for sale on Topspin, it becomes available via the API. That API is used in a couple of ways. One is via our store, so the Topspin store. So one of the options is to turn off and on, making that available to the store. Other options, though, are making it available to people who are to other places where those offers might appear, such as 8tracks. So if you go to 8tracks.com, they're actually automatically pulling in Topspin content to make it available to their customers. The other thing that we're doing is we're working with a number of affiliates so that your content will automatically appear on some sites who can refer sales to that. So that might be, radio services, big web portals, that sort of thing. So those are deals that we're out doing, trying to make your content available there. So we have a number of partnerships that we'll be announcing that fit into that. And what you're really doing is you're being able to opt out or in to that kind of distribution. Some of the distribution is going to cost money in an affiliate sort of way. So we're going to give you some of them. You get two levels of option. You can say, yes, make this available to anybody who wants to help me sell it. And two is, hey, I'm going to opt in and I'm willing to give up 5% if somebody else can help me sell this. So that is, if it appears on a site, someone clicks to buy from that site, then we're going to pay that site back 5% or in some cases more, and we just bear the burden of that beyond. So that's what those are for. Let's see. CROJE says, rookie question about how fans can use Topspin to promo artists we like. Saw something about embedding buy features. It's a great question, and I appreciate it. If you as a fan want to blog about an artist and take their entire widget and embed it on your blog or whatnot, you certainly can. So what you do is you would go to their store if they're using the SpinShop store. So spinshop.com/artistname or artistname.spinshop.com generally. And then you click the embed button to pull that out of there. And then so you click embed and you can take the whole offer and embed it on your site. So that's generally what what you want to do there. And if you have questions about it, go to community.topspin.net. Drop the question there, and we'll walk you through the exact specifics. But the general is that exactly what you're trying to do is possible. Let's see. So Lauren Kish asks, Bob Lefsetz talked about poor marketing, old school promo style around the new Stevie Nicks album. I saw that. Any idea how Topspin would have benefited this campaign? It's a really good question. Thank you for asking. I've actually had that same thought when I read it because for an artist like that, Topspin would have been incredibly useful. They're basically trying to sell that record the same way they would have sold it 10 years ago. And the right way to do it, especially with an artist like that who has so many hardcore fans, to not spend a long time ahead of the campaign getting your arms around all of those fans. They probably could have. I'm guessing with an artist like that, they haven't done a great job of keeping up the email list. It's probably just never been a focus. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's generally what we see with an artist like that. You probably could have quadrupled or more the email list and the time to lead up to it. Offered some really awesome packages to the hardcore fans early, and done a bigger business on the direct to consumer side of the project than you would have on the traditional sales side. You still do the traditional sales side, obviously, iTunes. Stevie Nicks record is going to get into Walmart and whatnot, I hope. And you still certainly do that, but I bet you could squeeze out more profit on the direct consumer side than not. So I agree. I don't know what they did on the direct consumer side, but they didn't do it with us. I think we probably could have made a difference there, generally speaking. Let's see. Every other nickname is taken. Says, any plans to have a film or TV sync service? It's a good question. I've talked about it in the past. We've talked about it, but to be honest, probably not. It's something that we've looked at, but you can't do everything well, and there are a lot of people out there doing those services. So I'd like to team up. I'd like to team up with some of those folks. So Chandler asks, doesn't the WordPress plugin utilize the Offers API to know what to pull in? It does, yes. And there are actually two Offers APIs at this point. Well, there's kind of two. There's the Offers API and there's a Store API. They're really kind of a V1 and a V2, and we're going to pull those together over time. But yeah, the WordPress plugin uses the V1 Offers API, and that is what it pulls in. So if you're not making things available to the Offers API, then they wouldn't be available to the WordPress plugin. So yes, artistname.spinshop.com. That's generally what it is if they have that set up. And if they don't, you can just mail the artist and ask them to set it up. So that way that you can take the offer and embed it. Let's see. Is there a lesson on how to edit the buy buttons or redeem buttons widget size? They aren't actually. Let's see. The buy buttons and redemption buttons are different things. The buy buttons we don't actually have a configurable size for. What I would do if I were you is just make your own buy buttons and put them in place of ours. I don't believe there's a tutorial on that, but please do ask that in the forums, and we can walk you through how to make buy buttons look like anything you want. That's one of the cool things about the way it works on Topspin is, you can make a buy button in Photoshop and boom, it'll look exactly like your buy button. Let's see, another question. Is there a way to offer discount codes to be used in the store? For example, if we want to offer discounts to the store for our fan club members. We don't have coupon codes yet. We have the redemption codes. We now have a way to do another kind of redemption code. They're sort of like points, and we'll talk about that later. But we don't have. Thanks, Jason, for dropping that in there. We don't actually have like here's a 10% discount yet, but it's something that's coming. If you wanted to offer discounts to the store for your fan club members, what you would do is you would make an offer that's only available to fan club members at the price that you want, and then they would have to be logged in to get that product at that price. So you can definitely do what it is you're trying to do. What you do is you'd have here are the offers for fan club members, and you would have them at the price for fan club members. So we don't currently have a here's the 10% discount for all fan club members. And to be honest, I'm not sure if we'll do it that way. We should over time, but I think what we have right now is you can make